One of the key findings in the Nature paper is that we learned that a completely paralyzed person can regain functional movement using a completely artificial neural bypass to reroute signals from the brain to the affected muscles. So this allows new options for people that are living with severe paralysis in terms of regaining movement and actually increasing their ability to do daily tasks that we take for granted. The patient was able to actually regain movement of individual fingers. This means that it's possible to pick up small objects. This could be picking up a cup, taking a drink, using utensils to feed ourselves, and even potentially type. These are the kinds of activities that will open up so many possibilities for the patients of the future. The findings of this paper are so important for advancing the field of bioelectronic medicine, a new field that is exploding right now that really will help advance the technology that can provide new options for the patients.
Shalom, call halal Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutation to the brothers out there on the four corners of the earth, pushing the word and truth and in sincerity. I was going through the news the other day, and I was on Reuters, and I seen a video clip of a guy. He has a brain R.F.I.D chip, a brain implanted in his head. I'm just like, yeah, a brain chip, as they call it, or a neural implanted in his head, and basically, it's implanted in his head to make him walk again, or to make him move his limbs again, because he's a paraplegic or a quadriplegic, and he can't. He's paralyzed from the waist down. I mean, from the chest down, and he can't move his arms or his legs. But thanks to this miraculous brain implant, this R.F.I.D microchip, he's able to move his hands again, which is in the video that you just seen. And basically, what a brain implant is, it's an R.F.I.D chip, and it's meant to bypass all your neural and your spinal cord, your nerves in your spinal cord, and it connects your thoughts with your physical movements. And that just proves all too well to me. The Lord Yahweh Yahushua continues to prove that the R.F.I.D chip is here. And this man's destruction, this world's destruction, our uplifting is right around the corner. The kingdom is right around the corner. So with that, I'm going to get right into it. This is a brain implant from Wikipedia. It says brain implants, often referred to as neural implants, are technological devices that connect directly to a biological subject's brain. It has to be directly implanted into your brain, usually placed on the surface of the brain or attached to the brain's cortex. Which the cortex is basically like your neck area, because your brain has a part that goes into your neck area, connected to your spine. It says a common purpose of modern brain implants and the focus of much current research is establishing a biomedical prosthesis circumventing areas of the brain that have become dysfunctional after a stroke or other head injuries. And basically, that's what they're developing. They're developing a way to get past the mental blocks that occur in your head after brain injuries, which we all know it's all a farce. Esau is just using these diseases and things like that to propel his agenda of the R.F.I.D chip. It says this includes sensory substitution, an example, vision. Other brain implants are used in animal experiments simply to record brain activity for scientific reasons. And they had a couple of different experiments. They had a lot of experiments with monkeys. Monkeys can they implant the monkeys with the R.F.I.D chip, and they can control the robotic arms with their hands. They had a monkey shuffle cards one time, things like that. But they're just perfecting it more and more so they can put it inside a human's brain without having to be hooked up to a computer or a monitor. Everything's going towards a cashless society. So that's basically what they're really testing this stuff for. It says some brain implants involve creating interfaces between neural systems and computer chips, which is connecting your neurons in your brain to a chip. This work is part of a wider research field called brain-computer interfaces. Brain-computer interface research also includes technologies such as EEG arrays that allow interface between mind and machine, but do not require direct implantation of a device. You know, and I have the Wikipedia on the brain-computer interface next, but basically they're trying to fuse man and machine, man. There's a movie that came out about a year or 2 years back with Johnny Depp called Transcendence, and basically they were trying to fuse a human's consciousness with a machine to create a supercomputer or artificial intelligence. You know, basically that's Esau trying to become God. He's trying to become the Most High. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 15. It says, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." Now, the point that I'm trying to get in this verse is the foreheads, but, it's all the same, the mark of the beast. And the way that Esau is going to give the mark of the beast to, all matters of society, all status of society, whether you're rich or poor, in prison, free, and things like that, is by giving you different avenues to take the chip. Like, one thing, okay, if you're poor, he's gonna give you an ultimatum. Well, you take this R.F.I.D chip so you can eat, or else you don't eat. Or you take the R.F.I.D chip for health reasons, such as if you had a stroke and you can't move, then he offers you the R.F.I.D chip. Or if you're in prison, in order to get early parole, he offers you the R.F.I.D chip. Esau is creating a society where, in one shape, form, or fashion, he has multiple avenues to pass out the chip. And it's becoming more and more evident that he can now put the R.F.I.D chip in your foreheads. It says, "And that no man might buy or sell, save he that have the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, which, now knowing that man is Satan, Esau, and his number is 603 score and six, 666, which goes back to the universal product code, the barcode on the back of all your products. Soon that barcode is going to be implanted in you, in your arm, in your hands, or in your forehead. And this is going back to that brain-computer interface. This is the Wikipedia. It says a brain-computer interface, sometimes called a mind-machine interface, or a direct neural interface, or brain-machine interface, is a direct communication pathway between an enhanced or wired brain and an external device. Basically, you'll have a chip in your head, or in your brain, so to speak, and you'll be thinking, and that chip is already connected to a piece of machinery. So it transmits your thoughts to that piece of machinery. It says, brain control interfaces are often directed as researching, mapping, assisting, and augmenting or repairing human cognitive or sensory motor functions. Basically what that said the same thing over and over again. It's just telling you that, these things are supposedly created to repair a human's motor functions. Whether it be walking, moving its leg, moving a couple fingers that fell off, with and are replaced with prosthesis, or even moving your limbs that are still attached, like we seen on the video earlier. It said, and also, if I might add, those so-called exoskeletons that they're creating for the army, for the military. They also came out with a couple months ago that DARPA is basically, they have a program set in motion to put the microchips to their soldiers to create cyborg or super soldiers, which I don't think it's actually going to get to that point. I think this devil is going to get destroyed before it ever gets to that point, But the point is that they're trying to beef up their military to try and fight against the Most High, man. because that they know that their world is coming to an end. It says the field of BCI research. Oh, Slovakia. It says research on the BCIs began in the 1970s at the University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA, under a grant from the National Science Foundation, followed by a contract from DARPA. You know, and I just mentioned DARPA, which is the United States United States military contractor that's the head of all of its advanced machinery and weaponry, and technology. You know, so they use these college campuses as a hub for the newest and brightest ideas, man. And then, they get the National Science Foundation involved, and then, they ultimately the goal is to get DARPA to come in there and to get a contract from these prestigious colleges, which are nothing but think tanks for the elites, and use their ideas to form them to military capability, man. You know, and going from that military capability, then they pass it out to the hospitals and to medical research and things like that, and then it becomes open to the general public. You know, so they gradually get you accustomed to this technology, man. Which they're doing right now. They did the same thing with cell phones. They did the same thing with your MP3 players and your Bluetooth and your credit cards. Now they're just doing the same thing with the RFID chip. It says a field of BCI research and development has since focused primarily on neuroprosthetics, applications at aim at restoring damaged hearing, sight, and movement. Slock Excuse me. Thanks to the remarkable cortical plasticity of the brain, signals from implanted prosthesis can, after adaptation, be handled by the brain like natural sensor or effector channels. So now they can hook these mechanical arms and mechanical legs, and even mechanical eyes and ears, and hook those wirings up to that R.F.I.D chip in your brain, and hook it up to your neural system, man. Following years of animal experimentation, so Esau is a mad scientist. Many experiments on the animals first, because he knows he can't risk too much experimenting on humans themselves. So experiments on the animals first, just to see if he can accomplish the feat. Then he moves on to humans. You know, the first neuroprosthetic devices implanted in humans appeared in the mid 1990s. So they've been at this since the 1990s, man. So 1990, 2000, 2010, 16 years. 26 years they've been doing this. Almost 30 years. So they just keep perfecting it and perfecting it, man. And sooner or later, it will be here. Sooner than later, it will be here. Pursuant to the prophecies in the scriptures, man. Pursuant to this Revelation, the 13th chapter. And he caused all, both small, great, rich, and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, an incision, in their right hand or in their foreheads, which is the R.F.I.D chip. It's not an embargo. It's not Christianity or anything like that. It's an R.F.I.D chip, and it's been proven time and time and again. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And even though Satan tries to pass it off as a good thing, always being a good Samaritan and being a humanitarian, trying to help people and trying to forward human lives, that's just a crock of bull, man. He's doing all this so he can move more forward and forward towards a global society, And that global society can't happen unless he gets the human population to go along with the bull crap. That's it. It's already all around us with our smartphones, our computers, even in our cars now. You got your radios, your TVs, everything is interconnected. And Esau wants you to be interconnected with those devices, with this technology, because it's all forward in his global agenda, man. So with that, this has been an update on the R.F.I.D chip. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutations and peace and love to the brothers on the four corners of the earth, pushing the word and truth and in sincerity. and worshiping the Creator and His Son, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.